Hi guys, welcome back to the home and homestead. My name is Rebecca, and today on the homestead we'll be pressure canning some Great Northern beans, or white beans. We'll be using the no-soak method as well as the Presto Digital Pressure Canner for the process. Great Northern beans are a wonderful bean to can and to use in recipes. They're great in a chicken chili or a white lightning chili, sometimes it's called. They have a nice, mild, nutty flavor, and they are wonderful in cold bean salads, as well as Cowboy caviar. So first what we're going to do for pressure canning these Great Northern beans in the Presto Digital Pressure Canner is we'll plug the pressure canner in. This is an electric canner, and it guides us through all the processes. So first, we need to select pressure canning. On the screen it says pressure can, boiling water can. So we'll select pressure can, and here's the timer option, and beans take 75 minutes to pressure can. So we'll select 75 minutes, press enter. Now it says insert jars. So this is the jar warming process. When you can, you want your jars to be warm. If the items that you're canning will be warm and you'll be placing into a warmed canner, it just helps to prevent jar breakage. This canner can hold 8 regular mouth pint jars. I have enough beans portioned out today to do 7 jars, so that's what I'm going to do, is 7 regular mouth pint jars. You want to place water inside of the pint jars that you'll be warming about halfway. Inside of this liner of the Presto Digital Pressure Canner, I filled this with water to the bottom line. If you have a different model of electric pressure canner, just follow that manufacturer's recommendation for the amount of water you need inside of the pressure canner. So now we'll place the lid. The little line that says install, remove, and a little U shape you line it up with. Slide it to lock. We'll press enter, and now it says warm. So now it's simply just warming the jars. What we'll do is we'll lower the sensor arm and the green tab and turn that. And we'll remove the regulator from the back and place this off to the side. This takes about 20 minutes to complete. Alright, so the jar warming phase has finished. The Presto Digital Pressure Canner beeped twice, and now it says fill jars. So we'll just turn the little green tab and open the sensor arm up and remove the lid. And now we can remove the jars, dump out the water that's within them, and fill them with what we plan to can. I'll save this water. Alright, so let's get our warmed jars filled with the Great Northern beans. We'll be doing the no-soak method. So we'll simply be placing a half a cup of beans into each jar. And we won't be pre-soaking them prior to canning them. Pre-soaking your beans helps with the digestion of beans, so if you have a hard time digesting beans, you might want to do the overnight or try the quick soak method as I go over in the pinto beans or refried beans video. I find the no-soak method works very well. The beans really hold their shape and firmness, and they work very well in cold salads and soups and things like that. So we have some water warming in a kettle. Next, we will fill these jars up with warm water. You could also add canning salt, which is optional and to preference. I'm going to not add canning salt to this because I oftentimes will use the Great Northern beans in a cold salad, as mentioned before, such as Cowboy caviar or something like that. And I'd rather add the salt at the time of preparation of a cold bean salad in particular. That way the salad doesn't become too salty. The water is ready, so we'll fill these to a 1-inch head space, which is approximately to the bottom of the threads of a canning jar. You can also use a headspace measuring tool, which they have in the Ball or Norpro Essentials canning kits. All right, need a little more water. Okay, the next batch of the kettle water is all ready. So we'll add this to the jars. Add a little more water as needed to get the right head space here. And now we'll just wipe off the rims. And now we'll add the lids, followed by the rings, just finger tight. All right, now let's get these jars back into the Presto Digital Pressure Canner. So now we'll place the lid on here. It says install. We will turn to locked, lower the sensor arm, and turn the green tab. I'll press enter. Now it says heat. So now the pressure canner is now building up heat and pressure inside. It will release excess steam for about 10 minutes. And once that is finished, it'll tell us to put the regulator cap on. Until then, the regulator cap is here off to the side. We'll let this pressure canner build up pressure. Alright, so the Presto Digital Pressure Canner has been going through the heat process. It counted down from 10, and now it says put regulator on. So we'll put the regulator on and have it set to can, and I'll press enter. Now the original timer we set up for 75 minutes shows up, and now it is processing our Great Northern beans. So we'll let this canner process the beans, and we'll come back for the next step. Okay, so the Presto Digital Pressure Canner beeped 3 times, and now it says cool on the screen, so we'll let it go through the cool down phase. This takes about an hour and a half, and that just lets the pressure canner cool down, release its pressure, and then we'll be able to open up the canner and see our beans. Okay, we're on the final minute of the cool down phase. For the last 10 minutes, it said 010 for a 10-minute countdown for the final cooling phase of the canning process. Alright, and now the screen says done with a little check mark. So we'll just hold down the X for 3 seconds, and now we're back to the beginning. So we can turn the little green tab, open up the sensor arm, and remove the lid. So now you can just leave the jars inside of the canner for about 5 minutes, and then move them over to the cooling and sealing area. Alright, so let's move these jars over to the cooling and sealing area. They'll sit over here for 12 to 24 hours. Then I can make sure that they sealed properly. At that point, then I can remove the ring and place them in my canning pantry. Alright, let's take a closer look at our pressure canned Great Northern beans. Alright guys, here you have it. We have 7 pint jars of pressure canned Great Northern beans. These are really nice white bean. They keep their shape really well, so they work nicely in cold bean salads as well as in a chicken chili. They have a nice mild nutty flavor. If you've never canned them before, you should give them a try. Today we did the no soak method in the Presto Digital Pressure Canner, and I really enjoy using that electric canner. It's really easy and it guides you throughout the entire process. If you'd like to check out more videos on canning and other food preservation methods, you can check out my food preservation playlist. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd appreciate you subscribing to my channel. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. See you next time. Take care.